Hi, welcome back to the Jac and Glen channel. I'm Jackie.
And I'm her husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you never miss any of our reviews. But this is not necessarily a review. We're going to talk about Michaela's capping on Zac. Michaela, when Dr. Pepper comes in the room, she starts capping.
Yeah.
For those of you who may be a little bit older, don't have teenagers, capping is lying.
Which I don't really understand how that became the name for lying. I need somebody to explain it to me.
But either way, my teenagers say capping all the time, so I'm going to say capping.
Yeah.
Michaela's capping. Capping, gaslighting, whatever you want to call it. That's what Michaela
Perpetrating a fraud.
Perpetrating a fraud. That's what Michaela did, as if she didn't have, as if she never told Zac to leave in the first place. If you don't know what we're talking about Married at First Sight. What happened was, on last couple episodes ago, Michaela and Zac got into a heated discussion. Michaela told Zac to go home several times. Go ahead and leave. Bye. Gone. See you later. Doesn't matter. I'm leaving in the morning. If you want to leave, go ahead and leave. And then she flips out and changes her mind on my man.
Yeah, it was a whole mix-up about, I thought you were leaving tonight, that he was only staying because she rode with him. And it was like, well, fine, just go. And to the point where she called her sister. She got her sister in on it.
Yeah.
Zac wants to leave. I told him to leave. Can you come get me? And Zac even got on the phone for her just to sit in front of Dr. Pepper and say, he left me. He abandoned me.
Really? See, this is my problem, right? With this. You have a person who has abandonment issues always telling somebody to leave. A person who has abandonment issues always telling somebody to go. Matter of fact, a person with abandonment issues always being the one who leaves. Let's go back to the episode when they came back to the apartment, right? Zac was gone for a day or two. Not even a day. He was gone for a couple of hours. He came back home and we find out that Zac did come back home. Michaela was asleep. She didn't know. Zac said on Unfiltered, as we rewind, that he told Michaela he'll be sleeping out on the couch with his dog, whatever case may be. She blows up. She's mad. And the first thing she decides to do, right, is leave. Now, maybe somebody can help me out. But if I had abandonment issues, I wouldn't be trying to leave because eventually that person is going to come back.
Well, she tried to say that he left, or this is the way she's carrying it. He left first. And so I just left behind him.
But when he left, he didn't take none of his stuff. His stuff was still in the closet, still in the house. He probably left.
Not the first time, yes.
Yeah, the time where he was gone. The first time, yes, he left his stuff. And so he left, and so she felt, oh, I'm going to just pack my stuff and leave. No, you're abandoning him, right? Let's look at this even further, right? Go to the honeymoon. You have abandonment issues. I don't know if it was her or production made her go back to Houston, right? She very easily could have stayed at the resort in another room because we saw Michael and Mika do that on their honeymoon. So she could have stayed in another room and dealt with Zac and interacted with Zac, but she chose to go back to Houston. Again, person who have abandonment issues and you live by yourself. I'm just throwing some things out there. These are things that we've talked about on the show. These are things that were revealed to us on the show. She has abandonment issues. But when it came to Dr. Pepper, it was all about Zac leaving her. Never about her telling Zac to go.
No.
And her putting on a show for the rest of the cast members. And I have, her putting on a show. We'll get to that part later.
Oh, no, I'm going to say, go ahead.
And Dr. Pepper not actually calling her out on her BS.
Listen.
Because as Pastor Cal says, we are privy to some things. Matter of fact, I think it was Dr. Pepper who said it too. We know some things.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to know that Michaela told Zac to leave. I'm sure when Zac met with Dr. Pepper, say, I don't want Michaela to be here, this is what transpired. So you knew that. So why didn't Dr. Pepper address the fact that call Michaela out on her lie? I think that's been a problem with her and her family for a long time. A lot of people don't call Michaela out.
Right.
And they just embrace the Hurricane K. I have nothing against Michaela. Her behavior is not good for a relationship.
Yeah. It was a twofold thing that we said. For one, Dr. Pepper didn't call her out on it. And even though Zac sat there and his body language said she was lying, capping, perpetrating a fraud, he never said nothing. He was like, I'd like to have a conversation with her, but I can't do it today. What he should have said, especially after the point, because let's back up. Zac said they were meeting with Dr. Pepper separately. And I think that was the plan. But then while they were there, Dr. Pepper had the bright idea, based on Zac's conversation and probably what she was privy to. She made the decision that I know you want to talk separate, but let's bring her in here because y'all need to have a conversation between each other. And let me act as the go-between. Because some people had an issue with it. They're sitting there in front of each other talking, but sometimes what happens is when you don't communicate well, somebody can say something to you and you don't actually hear it. Or you hear what you want to hear. And so Dr. Pepper was really there to kind of transcribe, interpret. This is what Michaela is saying. Or she should have been like, Zac, can you tell me back what you heard Michaela say? Michaela, can you tell me back? So I think the first thing that was wrong was Dr. Pepper still should have met with them separately and then brought them together. Okay, so, and like I said, the thing was, even in that, Zac and Dr. Pepper had come to an agreement of what was going to happen. And he fell through on his part. He did not talk. What he should have said in that moment was, since I have a witness, since I have some protection, a little bit, what he should have said was, stop lying. Now you know you acted a doggone donkey.
Yeah.
You told me to leave. You want to sit there and say that you didn't tell me to leave first? That you didn't call your sister and ask her to come pick you up? Like, that's what you want to say? And then you acted crazy when I actually left and bet that's what you're going to say? Now, what I'm not going to stand for is that. That should have been the place for him to do it.
Bro should have put his foot down like, yo, no, that's not what happened. This is what transpired. And when you told me to leave and you started acting up, I was like, you know what? I'm going to my happy place. I can go sit in my car. I'd rather not be with you. I'd rather be in my car. I'd rather drive 2.5 hours home than be with you arguing, complaining, and you fussing. And you flip out. Now she flipped out worried about being concerned for that. Well, I told him not to. No. You told him to go. And Zac should have manned up and fixed the issue there. And guess what? My thing is, not only should he manned up and said it, should have said it so maybe that the Incredible Hulk or what they saw, the hurricane that you see, Dr. Pepper actually could see it in real life. Because if you start messing with that thing started raising up in you, right? She'll start getting mad and you start to see the Hulk, like she was getting ready to change colors on him.
Because what she purposely did was she sat there and tried to suppress it.
Oh yeah.
So it was like overly. Zachary left me. He abandoned me.
Yeah.
And so me and you talked about that. I was like, what he should have did was put her on blast right there. So everything that I've been talking about, Dr. Pepper can see for herself. Because what's going to happen is your true color's going to come out. And not even egg you on, but if I tell the truth and if I confront that thing, it's going to irritate you to the point where either you going to leave, or that thing is going to rise up and it's going to come out. So what he should have did was brought it out.
Yeah, that you can see.
And like I said, not antagonize her, But address the issue.
Just the truth itself.
Address the issue, and that thing will raise up.
That I'm gonna call it what it is. That demon, that anger demon. It is what it is. She has a angry demon within inside her that rages quickly. You know, call for the Incredible Hulk. But it's there, and you can see it manifest. You can see it, just the light switch, and then you can see even the second time they met, and she was just, like you said, she was just sitting there, just quiet, just, you know, couldn't do it. And he started talking, and even when he's like, oh, you know, you want to laugh, you know, you want to laugh. That demon will laugh and play, but it ain't gone. She ain't fixed that. You know, there's always a calm before the storm. And what Michaela did was allow Zachary, and she didn't learn anything. She hasn't learned anything. It's her way. She's trying to be nice and play with Zach. She's trying to be nice to Zach, again, but he hasn't learned neither. And, you know, you can never no one makes you angry, right? No one makes you have that much control over you that make you rage like that. You have control over your own anger. You have control over your own thoughts in your own mind. She could have easily sat in the bed and said, all right, Zach, see you later. We gone. You gonna leave me? I'm your wife, but you gonna leave me? Okay, good. I'll see you back in Houston. Right? Be safe. Done deal. You told him to go. Oh, man up. But then when you felt that he was leaving you, right? After you told him to leave you, what happens now? He's confused. As a man, what am I supposed to do? Leave, or am I supposed to stay?
It was another play like she did before. Before he talked to his brothers, how she told him, you know, fine, leave. You going to your apartment. I don't want to sleep in the bed with you. You can leave. And it's what his brother said. Sometimes women say things that they really don't mean. It's to try you. Let me see if you're going to do it. And then afterwards, they be like, I can't believe he actually left. Say what you mean.
Mean what you say.
Say what you mean.
Mean what you say.
If you don't mean it,
don't say it.
And not to play no games neither. Oh, no. And then, but the one thing I can say,
when you play manipulative games.
Yeah.
When you play any game, there's a chance that you'll win, and there's a chance that you'll lose. Mm-hmm. And so in this case, her playing the manipulative game, she's losing because he's doing exactly what he wants to do, and what you suggest. Again, he has to keep peace. For my peace of mind, leaving, cool. I know I ain't got to worry about this. This is my house. If you text me, I can ignore it.
Which he did.
And he's at the point now, because of all the lying and up and down, up and down, up and down, that he's like, you know what, I'm checking out.
All right. The other lie that she told. Mm-hmm. She says that Zach doesn't have any evidence of me acting badly towards him. Maybe she's trying to say I didn't act that way towards him. I acted that way in his presence.
One evidence that we have that she acted badly towards him is one that we didn't see but we heard. She pushed him down on the bed. And I'm going to go back to this again. Any man could not have done that, whether we saw it or not see it, and not be labeled as an abuser. And you say what you want, leave a comment in the comment section. Michaela, in this case, was the abuser in this situation towards Zach. She verbally abuses him through text messages and text. And not saying that he does not, because I think they go back at each other. I think Zach is more careful on camera than Michaela is. But I think when the camera's not rolling, that they're really going tit for tat.
Probably.
And going back and forth. Even though Zach said he doesn't like conflict, there's some things that you can see there that he going back and forth with her.
Oh, he instigates with her, though.
Yes.
He instigates with her. He has a part in this. But yeah, for her to say he doesn't have any evidence, and you know, Dr. Pepper is like, well, do you think you act crazy, basically? Do you think you act out? And she was like, I think I can.
No,
what you should have said was, I think I have.
Again, another lie. I think I can. Shading blame, throwing it somewhere else. Give me a definitive answer. Either do you think you can, or you think you can't? Mm-hmm. Are you doing this, or are you not? And she, guess what? She is. And guess what? Millions of Americans saw you do it.
Yeah. And
whether she's getting help now for it or whatnot. But again, her family is to blame for this. because no one checked the behavior. And if I dare not say she works for herself, or she is a realtor, so I guess she doesn't act this way when she has to go in the office, does this. Not at all. And I guarantee coworkers have not seen Hurricane K unless they watch Married at First Sight.
I don't know. I don't know. I think they have. I think it's probably taken a while. And I think she probably didn't wild out to the point where they was like, yo, I don't want to work with her no more. But I think they have seen, coworkers have seen glimpses. I'm telling you they have.
And this is, again, not the first time. And then let's not lie about the behavior. Not act as this. The experts are there. You're supposed to get help from the experts. How can they help you if you're playing the victim? Playing as if you didn't do anything wrong. Playing like Zach left you in the middle of nowhere with no ride home. And you told him, back to the ride, I can get my sister to pick me up. I can ride home with other people. I'm sure I can get home.
Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me. I'm good. Now, as the man, should he have left? That's a whole different video.
Not really.
He should. I ain't gonna say a lie. I might have been deuces. Might have been gone. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. If she didn't act so wiggy,
Yeah.
maybe he wouldn't. He might consider. But he thought about this. Oh, I'm gonna ride in the car by myself with some peace. Yep. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, if that was Michaela, not you, I'm not leaving you. We're not leaving you. I'm saying if that was Michaela, not you.
But we also know each other well enough that I'd be like, that if I said, oh, go ahead and go, you'll be like, nah, this is a trick.
You ain't setting me up, dog.
This a trick.
Set me up for failure.
And that's what they don't know. The other thing that I felt like was cap is that she said she had a panic attack. What I think it was, it may have been a little bit. What I think it was more than anything was, oh, he's really going. Oh, shoot.
What I just
He's
do.
not supposed to leave. What did I just, hey, yep. What did I just do? You didn't think about what you were saying before you said it. And then when the rubber met the road and he did it, then you was like, oh shoot, it didn't work. My plan did not work. But I also think what wasn't cap, and I can imagine this, once she got outside and she saw how dark it was, and she thought about the way they came in them country roads, she was like, I kind of drove him out there. I like forced him out into the darkness, right, into danger. I think that was a little bit of it.
It was part of that because she thought if anything happened to him, I'll feel guilty, right? Now guilt's setting in, and guilt is setting in. Now you're bringing Ryan into it, and Bow and everybody else, because you don't want to feel guilty. You don't want anything to happen to him, and you feel guilty about something happening to him. It wasn't about him. It was more, again, it was about her not feeling guilty if something happened to him.
And now that you say that too, that's the other thing. She brought Ryan in on it. She brought Bow in on it. So I'm sharing the guilt. Mm-hmm. If something happens, then they can't say, oh, Michaela, you ran him off. Because then I can say, well, you didn't try to stop him, and you didn't try to stop him either. We're all at fault.
Right. Mm-hmm. The manipulation would kind of now put everybody else in the mix. If something happened to Zach, it will be not just her fault. Mm-hmm. It will be blamed across the board. Mm-hmm. And that's where she has the issue at. And then when he left and she realized that her castmates didn't help her in this situation, now she became embarrassed.
And that's when she started wilding out.
That's when she started wilding out. The Hurricane K came when she felt embarrassed. Right? When she felt like she didn't want to... that spirit didn't get what it wanted. Mm-hmm. So if I can't get what I want from the target, which is Zach, I'm going to rage on objects that can't rage back at me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to knock the bench over. I'm going to slam doors. I'm going to tell the cameraman, get you out of here, blah, 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 and close the door. I'm going to sob and cry all night.
I'm going to shift the table, the game table.
That table don't hit back. You know what I'm saying? Or shift itself back. again, you're gonna slam doors. You're upset, but again, you brought this situation on yourself. And I don't know if she has a short-term memory loss or she rages that much that she doesn't know. But there's no way in the world. She says she's petty, so let's be petty. She did this to herself, and let's not lie about it. If you want to get it fixed, tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
As Grandma used to say, tell the truth, shame the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Tell the truth, shame the devil, and get it fixed. And stop lying. If it stinks, it stinks. In this situation, when the shoe fit, she need to take it off.
I think the other major thing, because Michaela's definitely capping. So here's the three things. Michaela's lying. Zac didn't call her out on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Pepper didn't address the behavior.
Yeah.
They was all wrong for it. That whole situation was wrong. And then when we did the comeback, the closure meeting,
mm-hmm.
all of that was wrong too.
They didn't address the behavior again. Their situation. Zac is shielding and deflecting things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's deflecting things just so she can laugh and giggle and be with him, so he can get the draws again. I'm gonna call it what it is. There's no man who's gonna stay with that unless she's giving him something that he wants.
He tried to say, this is a side note, it's on social media, that apparently he has been making comments on posts, and he said they have not been intimate since after the wedding, and before the honeymoon. They have not been intimate since. That's what he tried to say. But that don't make no sense to me.
He capping too, because that man was upset when she said we can't sleep in the same bed.
What else would make you upset about not sleeping in bed?
And then he said, you like when we, it's fun when we get to sleep together. What other kind of fun do you have when you sleep together? I know what kind of fun we have when we sleep together, but I'm just saying, what's your face look like that for? Anyway, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Make sure you.
We have fun conversations.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. Don't miss any of our views. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Do you think Michaela was capping? And if so, what part of her cap was the biggest cap?
That's not the only kind of fun you can have in bed as a married couple. And I'm just saying. I don't like the inference that you made.
Thank you.
Don't cut me off. Bye.
Bye.